Alrighty, guys, another episode of Shellanomics. We are here with my main man, Erick from Warrior Pins. The dude's got energy like Tigger from Winnie the Pooh. I saw this guy on a couple of websites. He just has so much hype. I know this is going to be a lot of fun. So, Erick, what's going on, man? Happy Friday to you.
What's up, Mike? Happy Friday. Happy to be here. Happy to be alive, kicking butt, kicking shell. I'm excited to talk turtles. This is really cool. Would love to support another Ninja Turtle based podcast, and just love talking with cool people about turtles. So love to be here. Excited to get into whatever's on the syllabus for today.
Rock on, my man. All right, so leading off, first introduction to turtles.
First introduction to turtles. All right, I'm gonna send you a picture, and we can throw this picture up right here. The year was 1993. I just turned 3 years old, and I only remember this because we actually have video footage and photos on my birthday. One of my aunts actually gifted me the Ninja Turtle movie. So it's like 3 years after it had come out. I don't know if that's something that you would give like a 3-year-old, but I ended up getting it and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Got obsessed with it. I still have that copy today. I wrote my initials on it. I would do this thing when I was a kid where this is so weird. I would bite into stuff so that my teeth marks would leave an impression on whatever it is, like Pokemon cards, video or VHS covers, so that I knew it was mine. Because I think I heard somewhere that our teeth bite marks or whatever are all unique or something like that. So I'm like, man, no one's gonna be able to do a little switcheroo on me and take this away from me. Actually, my Charizard, the Charizard, the card that people go crazy for, has my bite mark on it from when I was 9-10 years old. Just pretty crazy. But the Ninja Turtle VHS tape has that. It's got a bunch of just unique wear and tear throughout all the years. And so that movie was the first introduction. And then 6 months later was Christmas. And there's a bunch of footage of me just getting all the toys for Christmas, all the action figures throughout the years. And then Christmas, I got all the vehicles, the party wagon, the helicopter. There was a couple other things too, but it's the movies and the figures when I was about 3 years old.
It's some good stuff. So if you send that Charizard card and they get great, I wonder if they, will keep it at a 10 mint because it's a true bite mark, guys. It's not just a nibble. I'm sure, it's like Andy from Toy Story. He writes his name on the, Woody and Buzz's foot. So that's your trademark. So
exactly. I still do it. I actually, with every order that gets placed on my website, I bite into every pin as just it's just a signature thing. You're not going to get that at other pin shops. But it would actually be pretty funny to send that into PSA and see what it gets. It'll probably, even if it's a 1, I think it might be worth more than just a raw Charizard. So it might be worth it.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, this is a little bit, I think, before your time, but I'm going to send you the link after this. There's a dog. I don't know if it's like a crime dog, and his slogan used to be "Take a bite out of crime." So if you ever go to a Comic-Con, you might want to cosplay this dude because I'm going to send you the link.
Scruff McGruff?
I believe that's him. Yes, you know him. All right. Could be your inspiration for your next convention there, man.
Yeah, he was definitely kicking around still in the 90s. Scruff McGruff and the DARE program.
Yes.
It didn't work.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So we're going to fast forward now. And what got you into pins? Because your website is Warrior Pins. So were you always a pin collector growing up?
I actually was. I was very fortunate enough to be able to visit Disneyland multiple times as a kid. It was just me and my sister. We would go every other year, because we had family down in Florida. So we would also visit them, and some of them worked at the park, so they were able to hook us up with discounts and stuff like that. I was obsessed with Goofy. That was my Disney character. And I don't know, 7, 8, 9, I started kind of getting into pins, just seeing a bunch of cool pins at all the kiosks. So I was just one of those kids that had pins all around his lanyard. He would always trade for Goofy pins and stuff like that. So that was probably my first introduction to pins when I was a kid. And then fast forward to 2015, 2016 was when I started getting back into turtles and back into collecting some of these things. You know, you go through that phase in your life where it's not like cool to collect action figures or whatever, and then you're just like, who cares what other people think? And then you kind of start getting into adult money, so you start buying things. And so that was around the time that I was just like buying and looking for all these like obscure things. And I think it was on Instagram. I was searching for like Ninja Turtle pins, or I came across Ninja Turtle pins. And I really wanted a Krang pin because I thought Krang would be like a badass character to rock as a pin. Also the aesthetic, like I wear a lot of like dark flannel, so like a little pop of pink, I thought would have been cool. I couldn't find it. So I went through the rigmarole of trying to figure out how to actually make pins, and not like the acrylic kind or the shrinky dink kind that people make. Like actually seek out a manufacturer, uh, design the design, figure it all out, send it to them, go back and forth, getting approved, sending them money, praying to God that, you know, they would come through with pins and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it was just really just searching for stuff that I would buy. I didn't find it, so I started making it.
That's a good way
And
to
it
go.
just kind of spiraled from there. I had no intentions of this pin business being called Warrior Pins, or actually, yes, I did do Warrior Pins because that stemmed from one of my Instagram handles, Roman Warrior. I was
Okay.
like, I don't know. That was as creative as I was back in the day. Um, but I didn't want to just, I didn't have the vision to just do Ninja Turtle pins. I had interests in basketball and Pokemon and some other stuff. So I tried a bunch of different ideas early on, found out that the turtle pins is what really stuck and what really sold. So I just kind of started leaning into the turtle thing. And within like a year or two of starting Warrior Pins, it just kind of became like the unofficial Ninja Turtle pin account, if you will.
Yeah, I want to talk a little more about that. I want any viewers listening, if you haven't checked out his website, to do so. We're going to give you a little sneak peek here. You also have some cool stickers because we grew up with those toys. So, and since you mentioned the copper, is that why you made that sticker? Was that the one you had? Because there's so many turtle vehicles. I saw that one on your website. It's one of the, you have like the Arctic Don, you've got your punk rock, you know, turtle singing ones, and you have a really cool, it's like that pogo copter or something on there. So, what made you also do some stickers for the turtles?
It felt like a really good business move because I know a lot of people at the time we're charging like $9-10 a pin. This is like 2016, 2017. Like that was like the whole market. And stickers were also really cheap, $1-2. But with the cost of everything, it was like a business decision to be able to add cheaper options of some of these pin designs.
So tell us about the first pin you created. Was it a Krang one that you really wanted for your business? Was it Krang?
It was Krang. It
Okay.
was just a generic image of Krang. I booted up Illustrator. I figured out how to use the pen tool, made my Illustrator file, contacted a bunch of different manufacturers, and I gauged kind of like more or less how their communication was, what their prices were, what the quotes were, just how the workflow went. You know, I didn't want to just put all my eggs in the first, company to pop up on Google or whatever. Um, so yeah, within like it was like I was like really inspired that one week. I think we figured everything out within the span of the month. Like the idea of coming up with the Krang pin to figuring it all out, contacting the manufacturer, and then like a month or a month and a half later, I had the pins delivered to me, and it was just such a wild rush of emotions. I also play music. And I play in a bunch of like punk bands, R&B, hip hop, soul bands, and stuff like that. So that night I had a show, and I remember bringing a bunch of those pins to the show, trying to think that I would be able to sell them. Nah, I just gave them like a couple of my friends. But that was the first pin, and it sold out. I had no intentions of it selling out. I really had no idea what I was doing. I was just trying to figure it all out. I set up a Spotify website, Shopify
There
website,
you go.
because that's my full-time job. I was working at this piano shop, and we had our own e-commerce website. So I learned a lot through that job, how to set up my own web shop. And I just stayed after work from like 6 to 10 p.m. working on the pins and stuff like that. But it's more or less the story of pin number 1, Krang.
So do you have a personal favorite? Another one I like on there is some of your movie-inspired ones. And I really dig. Yeah, if you have any nearby, you can definitely give us a show and shell. Oh, my God, talk about a show and shell. Yahoo, you got the whole...
All right. This is the Ninja Turtle pin board. This is all of my Ninja Turtle pins. So all of my pins that I designed and released actually border this entire cork board.
Oh,
and then all the other ones I've collected from other pin makers that just get put into, at this point, wherever they can fit. Because you got people like Otherworld Shop just making these ridiculous 8-inch pins. And you got other people, there's a lunchbox pin somewhere. A crazy amount of pins. But I'll pull out the Krang pin for you.
Yeah, the OG.
The OG. I think your question was, do I have a favorite?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to choose. It's like asking who your favorite child is, I know, but just if you had to pick one.
If I had to pick one, I think it would have to be the rock and roll line of pins. And we're at the point where I was like I said, I was trying to like figure stuff out as we're releasing pins. So much so that like I botched inventory. So these are the only 3 that I have. I myself don't even have a complete set. I have to like buy them from people or like trade with them any other pins to try to like get them back. But I'd say it's these turtle pins, these pins right here. That was like just a monumental moment for me. These were like some of my favorite turtles figures growing up. And because I play music, I just have like an affinity towards anything turtle related if they're holding a guitar. So yeah, that was cool. And then I did, to piggyback off of that, the coming out of the shells.
Oh, you got those guys too? Oh, nice. Finally, other fans who actually appreciate that. Michelle Ivy, I know, likes it a lot, but it's good to know we're not the only 2 out there. So
it's cool, but the people really did not like it.
Yeah.
It costs a pretty penny, to get 4 different pins made up at once and then shipped to you. It's a big bill that you have to foot ahead of time. So I doubled the size of these pins.
Oh, okay.
Made them bigger, but I could only afford to get like 1 turtle made at a time. And with the way that the sales were going with this raft, man, it discouraged me from getting the other turtles made. So unfortunately, only Raph exists in pin form. All the designs are done. I have the designs. It just became a little too much, and we started focusing on more of like original pin designs and not so much stuff that was based on like our nostalgia childhood. But yeah.
Well, the one I dig a lot that was a real good nod, it was since you grew up with the movie, this one had to be especially, you got the pizza on Splinter's head. That one I like that one a lot too. So was that one of your earlier ones, or?
That was probably the 2nd or 3rd Ninja Turtle pin that I made. I think I did the bandanas, just the bandanas by themselves. And those have gone through a bunch of different versions between soft enamel, hard enamel, and then redesigned.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, to me, that was an iconic moment. And the cool thing about pins is that you don't have to say anything to anyone. No words have to be exchanged in order for you to make a connection with someone. And with this particular design, with Splinter, with the pizza on top of his head, if you know, you know. So it's like, what a great way to just open up a conversation and be like, is that from the first Ninja Turtle movie? Or is that Splinter from Ninja Turtle? And then from there, a beautiful friendship could blossom.
Exactly. And we've seen the NECA turtles, but nothing actually like that. So it's a great way to stand out. And you're slowly starting to get me to convert into pins. I used to be a magnet guy because it's just what I like about these pins is because space, like, look, we have, as you can tell, your awesome collection behind you. And I've got my plushies in the back is, these things take up a lot of space. And with those pins, it's like, dude, I got a board right here. You can. How many pins do you think that can hold off the top? If you could ballpark on your, I mean, probably in the hundreds. I mean, if you just had a quick ballpark, I know we're doing this, but
Hundreds.
yeah.
I want to say anywhere between 150 to 200 pins.
All right, Eric, you brought up some challenges on your own in regards to trying to do this by yourself, and just some risk reward in regards to, well, I wanted to get this coming out of our Shells tour set. Unfortunately, that one didn't, resonate with my community. But tell us about a time, a customer was overjoyed with getting these pins. I'm sure you got plenty of them, but is there one that stands out to you the most?
There truly, and I feel blessed to have options with people, because I would attend some like pin shows in New York, and we were hitting them pretty hard consistently for like 3 or 4 years. These are like pins and patches dedicated vendors. People are there specifically to buy pins, and the more niche your pins are, the more you stand out. I was pretty much the only one selling Ninja Turtle pins, so there was a lot of interactions where people would just kind of like come up to the table, because I would also have a bunch of like my figures to help draw them to the table. Like I had like the giant NECA Raph, and I think I had like some of the vintage ones too. So when they were like perusing all of my pins, and they would see like the Splinter that we just talked about, or the Triceratons or the Mausers, I've had Slash as pins before, little emojis and stuff like that. To see their face kind of like light up, and then for them to tell me their turtle story, that made me like really happy. And that was like a really cool connection, because I'm not just here trying to like make money. Like, I'm passionate about the turtles. I love the turtles. Like, this is all a labor of love. I don't do this because I'm getting paid or anything like that. Like, so to be able to connect with other people is really cool. And it just kind of works, and it's just, those are like my favorite connections, and yeah.
Oh, you also have a YouTube channel up there with some awesome. So how did you get into unboxing toys too? I know there's one with the little people. I thought that was a pretty cool unboxing video. How'd you start getting into those?
Yeah, I've been into creating content for like my entire life. I've always just been making videos, taking pictures. I love creating content, stuff like that. And I talked about working at this piano job between like 2014 and like 2018 or 2019. I was like their content dude. I was out there creating all sorts of content, unboxing pianos, tutorial videos. So we built a studio kind of like in my office at that job. So I would stay there after work and just start like working on like my own unboxing videos, because I had the space and stuff like that. So I was able to kind of get the reps in, being in front of the camera, talking and stuff like that. And little by little, it just kind of started growing into this thing where, it's just a dude who loves turtles unboxing turtles stuff. And I feel fortunate that like that Little People collector unboxing that you saw, like they sent that over because they saw my content and they're like, oh, he's a fan. And that just made me want to go even harder with the unboxing videos. And it's fun, I do enjoy making the videos, and I do enjoy connecting with people. Sometimes it feels a little silly outy, because you kind of have to say like good things about the products that are sent to you, but I truly liked everything that was sent to me. So I just love the entire process, from actually getting to talk, like open the toys, touch them, talk about them, to editing it, figuring out what the clips are, posting it, reading the comments, engaging with everyone. And there was a period in my life where I was trying to chase that YouTube money. So I was trying to go hard with the, hey guys, welcome back to the Warrior Pins YouTube channel. Today we're unboxing whatever.
The Mr. Beast of really Turtle Pins. The Mr. Beast of Turtle Pins. There you go. Okay, got it.
Yeah, perhaps.
We talked about this before we went live about your channel. Looks like you've taken a little break. Can you let us viewers know who are tuning in today when you think you'll be back with either some unboxing videos or some amazing podcasts that you do yourself?
Yeah, we're talking with a couple people. I have a couple ideas up the sleeves on how to, I don't want to say resurrect the channel. Um, I will say that like I've been doing Warrior Pins for the past, we might be going on 9 years. We're going on 9 years. We started in 2016, right? I was like in my mid 20s. Now I'm in my mid 30s. A lot changes in life. And I feel so fortunate to have experienced all these incredible things within the turtle universe. I got to meet our founding fathers, Kevin Eastman, multiple times. I got to meet Peter Laird last April up in New Hampshire.
Oh, wow.
I got their autographs. I've seen them sketch turtles live in person in front of me. I've met a bunch of cool artists. I've vended with Ben Bishop, who's like one of the artists on the last Ronin series at New York Comic Con. I spent 4 straight days with him. That was wild. But I've done all these cool things. I even got a job at Nickelodeon from just being out there with the pins and stuff like that. That I don't know what else there is to like obtain. Like I feel really happy with the journey. So I think my focus kind of shifted a little bit towards the music. So the pins did kind of take like a little backseat in terms of like priority in life. We're still designing and we're still posting and stuff like that. But yeah, there is a turtle podcast that I'm trying to work on, which might be out during the summer, hopefully. But we are getting back into YouTube videos. I have a stack of toys that I still have yet to open because I want to make them into unboxing videos. So soon, people, soon. We'll be back this year for sure.
Eric Claus is coming to town with turtle toys. Doesn't get any better than that, my man. So what was it like actually meeting the Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird? Are they as humble as you visioned?
Incredibly. I did not smell any kind of ego from them. They're truly happy to like meet the fans and interact with the fans. Like they're listening. Like I've had Kevin Eastman on my podcast a few times, and that was prior to actually meeting him. And then I found out he was going to be at like New York Comic Con. I went to San Diego Comic Con. I've been to a bunch of different cons. And just meeting him in person was just wild. He was so nice. He listened to me. He made eye contact with me. Like he stopped what he was doing to hear me out. And I felt like an immediate connection. And it was the same thing with Peter Laird. I was just like telling him a couple things, and he looked up after signing my book and just said thank you and like reached his hand out to give me a handshake. And it was just such a genuine moment. Like it was incredible. It can't get any better than that, right? You met the dudes who created the turtles. Like I met them both again in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, which is like 15-20 minutes away from Dover, New Hampshire, where they actually created the turtles. Like I feel like that's the pinnacle, the craziest, an incredible experience. I highly recommend getting out to a con that Eastman is at. He's such a great dude. And if you get lucky, if you're in the Northeast area and Peter somehow magically, miraculously makes an appearance, man, it's worth it. Incredible.
That's the one thing why I love turtle fans and just anybody who's been a celebrity in the Turtleverse. So behind me, I've got a picture of all 4 voice actors from the cartoon. I did a photo op with them, and I made sure each turtle held their own, voice. I held their own turtle. So when I have kids of my own, they're going to say, "Daddy, who's that old guy there?" It's like, "Oh, that's Raphael. That's Leonardo." And just like you said, just how they take so much time out to just, it's like, look, I'm not going to sign this and just say next, like a lot of celebrities do. You've been to a lot of Comic Cons. I've been to a lot of Comic Cons. Some of them are we're not naming anybody, but some are very high maintenance where they got to have, the temperature at like 70.2 degrees. These guys are like, no, you're here for us. We're going to make time for you. If it takes 5 minutes, it takes 5 minutes. If it takes 10 minutes, it takes 10 minutes. So it's really good to hear that the creators, it's kind of like a lead by example, so to speak. that, are the two founding fathers are actually doing the exact same thing that anybody else that I've met from that community does. And so my next question for you is, like, you already mentioned your goals, your channel's, going to be coming back some toy unboxing videos. What else are you planning on doing in 2025 with Warrior Pins and your content creating?
So, let me show these off real quick. If any Warrior Pin fans following me, you'll see that these are the what I deemed called the shell heads. Because you got to get around copyright somehow. Red turtle,
right.
turtle, purple turtle. These are the shell heads. So it's the same design. So I'm ordering one mold, but then getting a bunch of different colorways. We did 2 series of these pins where we had Slash, we had Ronin, we've had Jenica from the comics, we've had Venus from Next Mutation. So I will say that these are coming back. What are the colors and the colorway and stuff like that? TBA. Make sure you're following Warrior Pins on Instagram to find out. So we do have more pins lined up. We also, this is the first time I'm like actually showing this off to people. I've been teasing apparel, and by apparel I mean accessories. I'm a man of accessories.
You see the watch on your wrist? Exactly.
I got the watch. I usually have a couple rings. I was doing the dishes not too long ago, so I took that and the bracelet off. But I love like little accessories and stuff like that. So I worked with one of my friends who is a local jeweler. She makes and designs all sorts of bracelets, earrings, and she's at markets all around the area up by me in North Jersey. So we came up with little Ninja Turtle inspired bracelets. These are like chakra bracelets. And I have it written down where we have all the beads and the meanings for each color and stuff like that. Like I know this is like a red orange tiger eye bead, but I don't remember what everything means off the top of my head. But from a quick glance out, this is just, you got the green and then you got beads for all the turtles. So we're going to be dropping these bracelets really soon. I'm excited to drop those off. And I forgot to grab them. I'm a terrible, terrible interviewee. But I have a bunch of original art that I've been just sleeping on. I love doodling. I love drawing. Like this is like my notebook for work. I got a bunch of notes, but I draw turtles and I doodle and I do all these like cool little things. I doodle on my guitars. I've doodled on like little TV tables and stuff like that. So we're going to be having also original art up for sale really soon, and that's really cool.
Fascinating. So. Now, since you say you are, a turtle fan, I'm pretty sure you must be a little bit of a gamer. I'm going to not put you on the spot. We didn't talk about this before, but I didn't know you were a big musician. Have you ever tried any cover songs to any of the Ninja Turtle, either coming out of their shells or even any of the video game levels? Because some dudes can really wail, like some of those, sewer surfing in some levels. So would you consider doing that someday? I think
one day I would. I have to sit down and like really like learn it. I do know how to play the cartoon 80s theme song.
Okay, nice.
And fun fact, I can link you to this video. I sometimes would post little me playing guitar, like Ninja Turtle stuff, onto the Warrior Pins Instagram page. Someone from Japan saw the video and then without being prompted added like keyboards to it. So it was like a collab. And then we worked on another one where I'm playing guitar, he's playing bass, and we're covering the cartoon theme song. And his name slips my mind. I'm sorry, but he is the voice of Ray Fillet in the Japanese dubbed version of Mutant Mayhem, which is pretty cool. Like, what? Like, that's something that I couldn't have never even like thought of. So that exists, and I would love to explore some of the other theme songs. I think 2003 theme song, probably one of my favorites, maybe the best.
I agree.
But yeah. What's the one that goes do 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 do?
There you go. That's the original NES, right when you start off the game, pretty much.
Yeah,
If you can get that
yeah.
one going, there you go. That's what I'm saying. That could be another thing coming down the road. Since you're like pretty much like the jack of all turtle trades, pretty much. So another one here, because again, I really want people to check out your YouTube channel. Another funny one here, and then we'll start playing some rapid fire. But Ninja Turtle cologne. I saw that one. Now my brother, for my birthday last year, got me the Cowabunga Cleanse soap. Now I didn't do an unboxing like you, but I think I should have. But the smell, Eric, the plastic bags, I really smell like a fresh pizza coming out of the shower. So let us know really what you thought about that Ninja Turtle cologne. It's been a couple years since you posted it. We saw the look on your face, trying your best. What was the aroma?
I was just like, yo, if you send it, I will make a video about it. I will unbox it, whatever. I don't care. Let's go. I'll be honest with you, Mike. I still wear it to this day. I actually did enjoy it. It's very fresh, fragrant. Like it's like a daytime kind of like wear. It's not something that I would wear on a date or anything like that if I'm trying to like, impress someone. But if I'm trying to just, feel cool, feel like I just had some really good thin crust pizza, because like I can't do Domino's anymore. It's got to be like thin crust and like smaller size. It makes me feel good, that cologne. So shout out to, this has been years. I'm terrible. I don't remember what the company was called.
Hey, man, we did our homework. That's all. We found anything turtles for. We wanted to make sure we went down memory lane with you. But yeah, I had to bring that one up because I haven't seen it anywhere else. It's a special video. I was like, I never even knew that stuff existed. I mean, this year they got the Puma shoes. So that would have been a cool unboxing if the Puma shoes, if you were still doing your unboxing stuff. That would be dope to get. But that turtle cologne, I was like, I gotta ask him about this. I had to put him on the spot here. Oh my God. Yeah, all right, let's play a little rapid fire here. So with your Mount Rushmore of turtles, I want you to give me, because you're a diehard turtle fan like I am, you got each turtle, pick their best version. So it could be like Michelangelo, 1987 series, 2003, the first movie, however you see fit for all four turtles.
Oh, wow. Excellent question. Okay. Michelangelo, I gotta say it might have to be the 2003 version. Think he's fun. Think there's depth a little bit to him. Love the colorway, but I think that's also maybe my favorite voice actor for Michelangelo. Iconic voice. Fun fact: when I did work at Nickelodeon, what's his face? Greg Sipes.
Yeah, from 2012, right?
Yes, he voiced Michelangelo. He came up to the floor that I was working on, and he asked me, where's this person? I'm looking for this person. And I'm looking down, and he goes, hey, dude, do you know where I can find? And I'm like, why does that voice sound so familiar? And I look up, and it's Greg Sipes. And I'm like, I don't know who this person is, but I'm pretty sure he's probably over that way, because he gave me like his office number or something. I was like, what the heck? That was crazy. I don't know. That's my ADHD brain. And then again, I met him a couple other times in San Diego and Granite State.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's my second favorite Michelangelo, but I'm going to say 2003. 2003 Michelangelo. For Leonardo, oh man.
If you stack the deck with 2003, no problem. But like I said, I'm trying to get a lot of my buddies into that series because again, I grew up in the '87 era, but 2003 series, it hits a spot when you look back at. It's almost just like a timeless show that has aged even better over time because it was the right amount of violence for a kid. You could understand it. They didn't talk. Mike had good dialogue in my opinion. He was Michelangelo, but like you're saying, just when you needed him to, when the chips were down, you could still count on him. So.
Yeah, good. And I almost want to like take the easy answer and just go 2003 across the board, because that is a series that I often watch like on repeat in the background. I love that Peter Laird was like heavily involved in the story. I love how a lot of the original Mirage comics were adapted to certain episodes, or they branched it out into different series, like the City at War arc. That's in like almost every version of the Turtles. I think that's cool. And like, side tangent, I love going onto Peter Laird's blog, and like he'll like share his like emails with Larry Goldfine, who I think was like, the executive producer for the 2003 series, and just like showing like emails of going like back and forth and being like, I don't really like this, I like this, what the hell are you doing, this isn't Turtles. It's like, it's just so cool to get that like behind the scenes look at what went into making that particular series.
And that's what he was trying to do in the 87 series too, I believe, Eric, because and if you ever get the book, The Ultimate Visual History of Turtles, it'll show in there like they lost, as time went on, they didn't really have as much say, Kevin and Peter, because again, they were trying to, not have their Turtles not ruined, but just like their version was just really getting put off. And it's interesting. I'm going to have to check out those blogs, because that does seem pretty interesting there, where he's actually voiced like, no, this is not, we're not doing this. So interesting fact there. So you're stacking the deck really 2003. There's a lot of 2003 for all four, or you got Raphael somewhere else?
Okay, you know what? That's the cop out answer. We're gonna go movie 1 for Donatello.
Okay.
Wait, no. This is so hard. The IDW. No, I'm taking IDW Donatello.
IDW Don? Okay. That sounds good.
Because incredible arc. I don't want to. I'm not spoiling anything. It's been out.
Yeah, it's been out for you. Yeah.
What is it? At issue 40, when he get his shell schwacked by was it Rocksteady? I think.
I think so.
That was killer, and then just coming back from it, and then just like the last 50 issues going into I forget what it is. IDW Donatello. We're gonna go movie number 1, Leonardo.
Okay.
I like how he leads. I like his demeanor, how he carries the team. But we also get some like funny moments. Like, isn't it Leonardo that pops out of the sewer? Pizza?
Yes.
When they're like going to April's, like
that's exactly what if I ever get Brian Toach on, that's exactly what I wanted to go with. That. Hey, did she say pizza? Just out of nowhere, you say he's this macho leader guy, but he's like, wait a second here.
That's I like that little sound bit, and I remember as a kid, I would always like repeat, like mimic what I would hear in the movies, and I would always go Splinter when they're at April's door and like Splinter was gone.
Yeah.
And then for Raph, I'm looking at like my figures to try and get like inspiration. I gotta look at the Raph shelf. Yeah, we're gonna have to go with 2003 Raph. Yeah,
okay.
Classic amount of attitude, right amount of sass. He had something to say about everything, but he was also a softie at heart. So there you go, my Mount Rushmore.
I like that soft spot because the series better than I do, but there's an episode with Raph. Doesn't he look out for a kid in one of those episodes? Right, like there was a little kid, and he's like pretty much almost like a father figure to him because like he wanted the kid to go to the police station, and there were some aliens involved or something. I can't think of the name of the episode, but I know there is one in the 03 series where he, like you say, he does care. He isn't just Mr. Hothead, and he was in it where he meets Casey Jones in there too, similar to the first movie. So.
Exactly. Yeah, there's all of that. Damn, what a good series. We're going to have to have like a 2003 watch party.
That's what we've actually been doing in our Discord. Every Friday we've been hanging out. We're up to the City at War right now. We've been doing this for about a month or so. We just finished Triceratons, and it's wholesome for me because again, it's like you said with your memory. I remember season 1 a lot, but as it goes on, and I remember Mikey being the Battle Nexus champion, but there's a lot that just like you say, just left my brain because I've only seen it once or twice. So that's actually what we've been doing. But before we let you go, just can you please plug all your socials one more time for us to make sure we catch you everywhere?
Yeah, sure. It's at Warrior Pins across the board, every single platform. So you can find me on Instagram, on Threads, on TikTok, on YouTube. Unfortunately, my Facebook page got hacked, and we were never able to resolve that. So don't look up Warrior Pins on Facebook. You're probably going to get some lady wearing a bra as the profile picture.
Different kind of pins and a different kind of warrior. I got it.
Yeah, different kind of pins. I'm not responsible for anything that you click on that anymore. But Instagram is where I'm most active, and I'm sharing the latest pickups that I got. I've been really into Pokemon, so I've been sharing a lot of like what I've been getting packs lately. And Instagram is probably where you're going to get all the latest updates on pin releases on the bracelets, the original art. And I actually have a couple pin shows coming up.
Nice.
If I can, I don't
Absolutely,
know.
Absolutely, yeah. No, it's fine by me, Eric. Yeah, if you're down in Illinois, we just had one with a gentleman who created his own Ninja Turtle race car, and there's two other coming in Joliet, but his car won't be featured here, which is a bummer. But yeah, lay down the line. Let us know where you're going to be.
Yeah, so I don't know when this is going to air, but I think before March 23rd, I'm going to be at Autodidact Brewery, which is in Morris Plains, New Jersey, North Jersey. I'm going to be there for a couple hours, so you'll be able to grab a couple pins. And when I do these shows, I usually try to have deals, so I'll mark them cheaper than they are on the website, or I'll do like a 4 for $20 deal, which is like insane. That's $5 per pin. In this economy, what am I doing? And then in Madison, New Jersey, on April 18th, I will be at the Madison Community Arts Center. There's going to be a bunch of live bands playing and a handful of other vendors there as well. Again, same deal. You'll be able to buy pins on a discount. Sometimes I also bring random goodies like buttons with like stuff, drawings that I actually designed. Every now and then I'll get a reprint of my zines, and I'll just kind of like include these for free with anyone who buys stuff for my table. And sometimes we even have one of the Gashapon machines. You put a little quarter in there, little toy thing comes out. I stuff it with just like random pins. So you get like 2, 3, 4 pins sometimes for $5. So come out to one of the shows, come say hi. I don't know how many more I'm going to be doing, but those are the 2 that we have lined up in the near future.
Oh, man. Eric, it's been a pleasure, my friend. Usually I end with a favorite Master Splinter quote for inspiration, but your journey has been incredible for somebody only in their 30s. You said you've already met Eastman and Laird. You've had tons of success on your YouTube channel, tons of success with your own pins and your business. So for those listening now on either Spotify or YouTube, what would you say to a young entrepreneur who's like, look, I got something I want to do, and you've been through the high highs, you've been through the low lows. What would you say to those people listening now if they wanted to get started on their own little journey?
Sheesh. Hey, just do it, man. Done is better than being perfect. You can spend however many months, stay up late, however many nights trying to perfect the idea before going live with it. Just do it, because you're going to learn by doing it. Sign up for that LLC. Figure out how to produce pins, manufacture pins, list them up on eBay, Etsy. Figure it all out. Like it's a lot easier, and you gain that experience a lot quicker by actually doing it and being authentic and transparent with your story too. No, everyone's trying to like sell you on like Instagram. You scroll, sell. People want to connect with stories, and they connect with people who are authentic and transparent. So just be yourself and put yourself out there and document the journey, and just be honest with whoever is following your journey. And I'm almost positive that's going to resonate with people. People are going to see that, and they're going to want to support you, even though you don't think you have the best top of the line product, or that you can do better. People buy into the people behind the brands, not necessarily the products. So I'll leave you with that.
I appreciate that, Eric. Keep your energy up as always. Hopefully, if you ever come to Illinois and you're at a show, let me know. I'd love to meet you, brother. You have a good one, all right?
Hell yeah, man. Cowabunga.
All righty. Cowabunga indeed.